Hey everyone, welcome back to Mission 1820 and this week's episode of Have You Ever Wondered? This is a weekly series where we do answer a common biblical question in just 5 minutes or less. So without further ado, let's get to this week's question. Have you ever wondered what happens at that final judgment? Judgment Day is the day of God's final ultimate judgment on sinful mankind. Now, there are a number of passages in Scripture that do refer to the final judgment after death at the end of time when everyone will stand before God and He will render final judgment on their lives. The first thing we do need to understand about the final judgment is that there are actually two different types of seats of judgment, and that we're all still going to be judged at that final judgment day. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 27 tells us, "And as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this, the judgment." We all have a divine appointment with God, and we all will be judged. The final judgment for unbelievers, well, that's going to take place at the great white throne of judgment. And this is described by Apostle Paul in Revelation chapter 20, verse 11, when he says, "Then I saw a great white throne and him who sat on it, from whose face the earth and heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them." Every lost sinner will be individually called to take their place before the divine judge, Jesus Christ, who will then judge them perfectly according to their personal decision of rejecting Him. Romans chapter 2 verses 5 through 6 is very clear that unbelievers, they're storing up wrath against themselves, and that the judge will render to each one according to his deeds. The final judgment for unbelievers will offer no hope of rebuttal or excuses for their decision of rejecting Jesus, just eternal condemnation. Revelation chapter 20 verse 15 says, "And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." However, the judgment day for believers will be entirely different, as they will be called to the judgment seat of Christ. And since Christ's righteousness has already been imputed to us, and our names are already written in the book of life, we will be rewarded and not punished according to our deeds. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10 tells us, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may receive the things done in the body, whether good or bad." For those who've given their lives to Jesus Christ and have served Him, well, they're going to find their time before the judgment seat of Christ as being their own personal award ceremony. The final judgment marks the end of human history and the beginning of the eternal state, and each of us will be judged by a perfect God who will judge everyone according to his soul's condition. But for now, our fate is still in our own hands, and the decision made on this side of life will either yield a final judgment of eternal heaven or eternal hell. So now you know what that final judgment is. So God bless, and thanks for watching.